Friday. Oh, happy Friday. It's a good weekend. This weekend is up and it's a good Friday, baby. I say I hope everybody's doing good this morning, this evening, whatever time it is where you are watching this is from. I said, so we're gonna get into the mess today, y'all. First up, let's get into it. Like, share, subscribe, and join the channel. It's your boy Paul. Let's get down to it. First up, y'all. Coming up. Now we got a man who actually took himself out here to do some mess. Took himself out here. This man actually, because his girlfriend wouldn't call him, wouldn't answer the phone call, wouldn't answer the phone. So he went to her over to her house, went out to the phone line, the power line that's connected to her building, and started a cutting. He started cutting the power. I said, baby, I wish I would cut my power. I said, I know them neighbors was mad as a son of a gun. Not you, you watching it. Definitely, I know. Them fellas better not been watching anything on TV. Not no sports. Not no sports. And you in the middle of the game. Your power go. So, and the whole house. You thinking it's a blackout. You like, it ain't raining. I get a text saying it was a power outage. You know, the cable ain't working. The cable box thing. You come to find out, you looking out your window and you just see, why is he on that power line? He's cutting the power. And you realize, you know who that is. That's your sister's boyfriend. So yeah, he got so bad because the girl wouldn't pick up the phone. He went to cut her power. I said, you crazy. How you gonna cut somebody power? Because she didn't answer the phone. Girlfriend, that means you need to run from this relationship. That means this man ain't wrapped tight at all. That means these are red flags that you do not need to return to. Do not, ma'am. Do not give him another try. Now let's move on past that. Give me what y'all feel about it. Let's get into Mariah, the scientist. So congratulations to her. She actually did big for herself. Her album debut, R&B album debut, was the top debut of this year, top 25 of R&B. Was the biggest. Congratulations to her. I said, she had a few bops out there, I say, is one of her songs that something blue? Yeah, she got two. She got a couple of songs. I said they cool. I don't sing them. I said, she got a couple of bots. She do a little 1 2 1 2. Congratulations to her. Tell me how you feel about it and how you feel about the music. How you feel about the album? I haven't heard it yet. And probably not gonna listen to it. And I ain't gonna even lie to you. Because I wasn't impressed by the song she came out with. They were cool. On a scale of 1 to 10, she came out with 2 songs. I can't remember their name. Scale of 1 to 10. The first single, I give it about a 7. The second one, well, that second one they've been playing that one out lately, and it's catchy. It's catchy. I get it about an 8. It's a catchy little bop. But that's what's going on with her. Let's move on to the next. Let's get into Saucy. So Saucy then sat down with Carlos King and to come to find out, baby, Saucy just got out of house arrest. I said, so he was on house arrest recently for a DUI. His second DUI, because he had 2. He had one prior before he moved to Atlanta. He lived in Tallahassee. Tennessee, I want to say. If I remember right, he moved, he got one down there, and then he got one in Atlanta. So he ended up with that when he just got out for probation. He also ended up telling us that why he joined Love and Hip Hop was to make sure that Zell had a job. I said, damn. So I said, ooh. So Zell came back and said, it's true. I needed a job, and but he needed one too. I said, well, I don't know about. I really don't know if Saucy needed the job or not. But also, he ended up telling about he used to be friends with Rick Rosa. He's a blogger. Well, he's a blogger, reality star, web TV star. He on all social medias. Used to be friends with him, and he says allegedly that Saucy was out here. Saucy's second DUI was apparently he had either did a hit and run or something like that. Somebody got and Saucy said that's not true. And so Rick Russell came back like, huh? What? How I get in this? I don't think I ain't got time for them. But I said, he got up there, did a little 1-2 about his life and everything, being kicked out, you know, um you telling his life story and everything that he's been going through. So yeah. But Saucy new music been popular. I said, baby, I'm glad he back on the scene. He getting back to what he need to be doing. But let's move on past that. Tell me how y'all feel about what Saucy said and stuff and getting off of house arrest. I said he need to stop drinking and driving is what he need to stop doing. It's like if you got shows to do in the club and stuff, don't drink. Or at least get a driver so that you can drink and you don't have to do all that. Like think before you do things. You should know this. But let's move on past that. Let's get into this one. So this is crazy. So a mother thought she was being a responsible mom overall while she got her daughter this hoopty. This hoopty is this car look like it's a 80s car. Or yeah, about an 80s car. Got her old hoopty that cost her. The mama looked like she spent 9,500 and said she wanted to teach her some responsibility, her 16-year-old. And I said, that's not, I said, you could have actually got her a nice car, a nice used car for that 9,500, a nice used car that's paid off. And it could have been with at least in the 2000s, like 2000-ish, or later. You could have got something in 2000 and it would have been actually a nice car. But you got her this, which is a broke down car that look like it ain't gonna survive. Once she turn the engine on, it's gonna break down. Yeah, that's petty. That's real petty. But y'all let me know how would you do this to your child? I said there's other ways to make your child responsible. Also by chores, them getting a part-time job, after school, you know, having them pay their own phone bill. It's like it's other ways to do that, but a car like that, that's petty. But let's move on to the next. Let's get into Mr. Donald Trump. I said, he always in my feed, but he's up now because the federal judge that reversed Donald Trump administration from holding billions of dollars from funding a funding freeze. I want to say it was for if I remember right, let me think. For colleges. Yeah, he had hold it for college. It's either for college. I want to say it was for colleges because he's been holding back. He's been doing a lot. excuse me, a lot for different colleges where he's been taking funds from them. So a judge had did a reverse and told him he couldn't do that. And I said, I wish a lot of things change, but he's up to a whole bunch of other stuff. Cause he also trying to do nah, I'm gonna talk about it later. Talk about it later. But that's what all that I got for y'all today. Thank y'all for tuning in. It's your boy Paul. Like, share, subscribe, and join the channel. And I will get back at y'all